Alright guys, so let's start with 9a, and that is page 60. We're going to start with exercise 1, and that's vocabulary, food and drink. So A is asking us to complete the crossword, okay? We're going to do that. So we're going to work with clues across, so the words across. So in the crossword we got across and down, right? We got across and down, so we're going to work with across first. Okay, so number 4 is done for us. As you can see here, that's a toast, picture of the toast. That's toast. That's done. Now, number 6, as you can see here, that is chicken. That is chicken. So we're going to write it down, the chicken. So how do we spell chicken? Yeah. So that's going to be CHICKEN. That's it. Right. So 6 is done. So 4 is done. 8. 8 is cake. So we're going to write it down, cake. That's it. Cake is done. CAKE. Now we got here 11. 11 is, that is cereal that we eat in the morning with milk. Cereal. So CEREAL. That's it. Great. Now we got 9. 9 is jam. 9 is jam that we eat in the morning with toast maybe. So number 9 is here, the 3 letters. So J, and that is A, and that is M. So as you can see here, number 10 is milk. So we can just write down MIL and K. That's done now. So we need to fill in the down words. For example, number 1 is, so that's probably butter. Butter. So let's write it down here. B-U-T. And we're going to add another T. And then E is there. Butter. That's perfect. Number 2 is steak. Number 2 is steak. So let's write it down. S. We got T. And we got E. And we got A. And we're going to write down here K. Steak. Perfect. Number 3, that is rice. So R-I-C-E. That's it. Rice is done. Number 5. So let's go and check number 5. Number 5 is chips or fries. Yeah, so chips. We're going to write C-H-I-P-S. Right. Number 7. Okay, number 7, that's coffee. Coffee, number 7. So let's write it down. C-O-F-F and then double E. That's it. So I think we've done all the words now. Yeah, we've completed all the words, so we're good. That means we can move to the next exercise, right? Let's do that. All right, so exercise B, write the words in the correct column, right? We're going to do that. So we got the first column, vegetables, second column, snacks, and then the third column is fruit. For example, apple, because it's a fruit, so it's already written in fruit column. Now we're going to work with the rest of the words. Bananas. Bananas is fruit. So we have written down in the fruit column, guys. Biscuits. Biscuits. Biscuits, that's snack. So we're going to write here biscuits in the snack column. Okay, biscuits. This is snacks. Carrots, vegetables. There you go. Carrots. Chocolate. That's definitely snack. Chocolate. Chocolate, yeah? Not chocolata or chocolata. Chocolate. Crisps, that's snack. Crisps. Mushrooms, they are vegetables. Okay, so they go to vegetable column. Now next one is nuts. Nuts, obviously they are snacks. Nuts. And onions, vegetables. Let's write it down. Onions, so that's a vegetable column. Oranges, fruit. That's it. Oranges. Peas, vegetables. Okay. Now we got here pineapple. Pineapple is fruit. Pineapple. Potatoes. Potatoes, vegetables. All right, so potatoes are vegetables. And strawberries. Strawberries, we can write it down in fruit. They're berries, actually, but we can write it down in the fruit column. Strawberries. And sweets, we're going to write it down in the column of snacks. So sweets. And that's it. So now we can move to the next exercise. Exercise C, complete the sentences with food words. Okay, we'll do that. And the first one has been done for us. Can I have some cheese on my pasta, please? Now, number 2, there is or fruit salad for dessert. So dessert, so that will be the I, so ice cream. Ice cream, dessert. Great. Number 3, I prefer to meat. Salmon is my favorite. So salmon is fish. So we're going to write here fish, S-H, F-I-S-H, fish. I prefer fish to meat. Salmon is my favorite. Number 4, Do you take in your tea? Starts with S, so that should be sugar. Do you take sugar in your tea? Number 5, there isn't any BR, so you can't have a sandwich. For sandwich, we need bread. So because starting with BR, so that must be bread. BREAD, bread. Number 6, we have E. Start with E for breakfast every morning. Eggs, we have eggs. This is what we eat in the morning, right? Usually. So eggs, we have eggs for breakfast every morning. Number 7, do you cook with butter or O and O? So butter or olive oil. So OLIVE. And then oil is OIL. Great. Number 8, there is a, but there aren't any tomatoes, so I can't make a salad. So there is a lettuce, because lettuce we use for salad. So L, start with L, so that must be lettuce. There is a lettuce, but there aren't any tomatoes, so I can't make a salad. This word, tomatoes, you can also say tomatoes. Tomatoes or tomatoes. It's up to you guys. Right, so grammar, exercise 2, countable, uncountable nouns, and how to use a, and, some, any with countable and uncountable nouns. So a and n we use with countable nouns singular, right? A and n we use with countable nouns singular only. We can use some with countable and uncountable nouns, but when we use with countable nouns, it has to be plural. Yeah, some we use countable plural nouns. Any, it will be the same, but any we use for questions and negatives, right? And then we have discussed in detail in our session, so I'm not going to detail with it. So let's jump on the exercise straight away. So what did Sarah and Martin buy when they went shopping yesterday? Write a, n, or some in the gaps. So they bought sausages, some sausages, very good. Lettuce, that is countable. Lettuce, it can be countable and uncountable, so we're going to use here a countable version of it because it's a singular. It's a singular format, right? It's not plural. It doesn't have s, so that's why we're going to use here a lettuce. A lettuce. So a lettuce. Ham is uncountable. It's a type of meat, so we use here some ham. So they bought some ham. They bought some sausages. They bought a lettuce. They bought some ham. An apple, it's a countable noun and it's a singular form. So there's going to be an apple. An apple. Peppers, as you see, is a plural form, countable. So we use some. Okay. Orange juice, uncountable. So we use some with it. Pineapple, countable. And that is in singular form. So we're going to use a article with it. And onion, singular form, countable. An onion. Why we're using n? Because it starts with, O is a vowel sound, right? Vowel sound, vowel letter, like apple, vowel sound, vowel letter. So we're going to use n with them. Seafood is uncountable, so it's going to be some seafood. All right, guys, so that's done. Page 60 has been accomplished. And we're going to continue with the next page. Right, page 61, exercise B. Let's do that. Look at the pictures. Write a or n or some. Right, the first one is ice cream. So an ice cream. And then we got here some ice cream. So ice cream can be countable or uncountable. As you can see, a bowl of ice cream. So here is uncountable. So that's why it's saying some ice cream. But here, as you can see, it's a cone of ice cream. So it's like you can count. So like an ice cream because it's coming as cone shape, right? So number 3. Now here, a coffee, because we're talking about a cup of coffee, yeah? A cup of coffee or a cup of coffee. Cup in British. In England, they say cup of coffee, a cup of coffee, or a cup of coffee. But here, we're talking about, as you can see here, this is a lot of coffee, and we can use it. We can use it in cups. So here, we're talking about uncountable form. It's a liquid form. So we say some coffee. So basically, some nouns in English language can be both countable and uncountable, depending on the situation, right? So number 5, chicken. So here, you see we got here like one piece of chicken. So we say a chicken, a chicken. But number 6, there are a lot of chicken, as you can see. So we can here some chicken, uncountable form. Some chicken. Great. So here a cake. The first one is a cake, countable. And then here we got some cake, some cake. Because, you know, you can share it with, it's a big part of cake. You can share it with other people. It can be divided. So it's coming as food form. So that's like some cake. But here it's coming in, you know, separate dish. And it's a very small one and countable. And it will be only for one person. So that's why I'm saying a cake, guys. That's how we can go about it. C, write the sentences in the positive, which is plus, or negative, which is minus, form, right? So the first one, there is some milk in the fridge. Because it's a positive, we use some, right? Any, and for negative in question, we use any. So negative, there isn't any. Because of negative, we're using any. So some changes to any when we change from positive to negative, guys. So there are some herbs in our garden. There are some herbs in our garden. Now negative, there aren't any herbs in our garden. That's it. There aren't any herbs in our garden. Number 3, I didn't have an egg for breakfast. I didn't have an egg for breakfast. So the positive, I had an egg for breakfast. So an egg is a singular form, so it doesn't matter whether you're going to use it in positive or negative. An egg will stay as an egg. So I had an egg for breakfast. That's it. I had an egg for breakfast. Number 4, there isn't any sugar in my coffee. So sugar here is uncountable. So when we use positive structure, we use some sugar. So there is some sugar in my coffee. There is some sugar in my coffee. That's it. Okay, so we got number 5. I didn't eat any snacks yesterday. I didn't eat any snacks yesterday. So snacks, any, in positive format, we say I ate some snacks yesterday. I ate some snacks yesterday. Number 6, there weren't any spices in the cupboard. So there were some spices in the cupboard. There were some spices in the cupboard. Number 7, she made a cake for his birthday. Negative, she didn't make a cake for his birthday. She didn't make a cake for his birthday. Number 8, there were some bread on the table. Some bread, uncountable. When we say negative, there wasn't any bread on the table. Let's do that. There wasn't any bread on the table. And that's it. So we're moving to exercise D. Complete the conversation with a and some or any. Right? Let's do that. So we got a and some, any. So A is asking here, what do we need to buy for our dinner party? Let's make a list. Right. So B says, well, I want to make a lasagna. So we need some pasta. So lasagna is an Italian food, right? So we need some pasta and some meat. Uncountable nouns. Meat and pasta, they are uncountable. So we're using some with them. So A goes here, pasta and meat. What about tomatoes? Are there? So are there? That's question, guys. Are there? So tomatoes is plural, but the question we use any. Are there any tomatoes in the fridge? And B says, let's have a look. There is an onion. There is an onion. There's one onion. But there aren't, the negative, there aren't tomatoes, plural. So we're going to go for any. There aren't any tomatoes. Put those on the list too. Right. So A says, right, tomatoes. Is there cheese? Cheese uncountable, and that's a question form. So we're going to use for cheese, we use any question form. Is there any cheese? And B says, yes, there is. So mozzarella cheese, some. There is some mozzarella cheese. As you can see, with uncountable noun, we use always singular form. Yeah, there is. There is some mozzarella cheese. So that's perfect. A says, let's have Salad. Salad is uncountable, so we say some. Let's have some salad with the lasagna. And B says, okay, then we need to buy lettuce. So a lettuce, countable, a lettuce. We need to buy a lettuce. We can also use uncountable form as well. So let me just put some. Really, we can use both uncountable and countable form. So we can say, then we need to buy a lettuce, or then we need to buy some lettuce. What about dessert? He is asking, what about dessert? Is there fruit? Fruit is uncountable in English language. So is there any fruit? Question. We can't say some. We use some for the positive structure. Positive structure. So because that's the question form, we use any, guys. So is there any fruit? And we say, no, there isn't. Let's get strawberries. Strawberries plural form. So we're going to use here some strawberries. That's it. Now we're moving to exercise E. Write 10 things that you think are in your fridge. Okay. So there's a lettuce. There are some eggs. And I think there is some cheese, I believe. There is some cheese and there are some tomatoes or tomatoes. There are some tomatoes. Okay. And cucumber. There are some cucumbers. There are some cucumbers. And yesterday I bought strawberries. So there are some strawberries. Okay. Fish. We got fish. I bought fish yesterday. So there is some fish. There is some fish. Okay, what else? We got olive oil. There is some olive oil. There is some olive oil. And we got in the kitchen eggs, lettuce, vegetables. There are some vegetables. There are some vegetables. There are some vegetables. And number 10, what else? We can say there is some milk. There is some milk. Okay, so there is some milk. That's it. So we're moving to exercise 3. Pronunciation is about letters EA. This EA combination. So we can say in 3 sounds here. E like tree, or E like egg, and A like train. So A is asking us to circle the word with a different sound. So the first sound, so this is the first category, second category, the third category. So the first category sound is E, tree, like E. So here, meat, tea is same as tree. But breakfast, look, breakfast, so it is different. So we're circling it. Second sound category, that is like egg. As egg. So we got bread, healthy, ice cream. Bread, look, bread, healthy, ice cream, E. So that is different sound. So we're going to circle this word. Category 3, A as train, A. Now we've got eat, great, steak. So great, steak, that is A sound. E, that is a different E sound. So we're going to circle it down. So we're going to listen to 9.1 to double check our answer.
9.1. 1. Tree. E. Meat. Breakfast. Tea. 2. Egg. Bread. Healthy. Ice cream. 3. Train. A. Eat. Great. Steak.
That's it, guys. So in this way, we have finished page 61 as well. All right, so 9B, and that's page 62. Let's get started, guys. Exercise 1. A is asking us to reorder the letters to make words for food containers. Okay, so the first one is done. Jar. Number 2 is obviously box, B-O-X. Number 3, that must be carton, carton. And number 4, that is tin. Number 5, that should be packet. So there's P for containers, packet. So that should be all right. P-A-C-K-E-T. That's it. And number 6, that is can. And number 7 is bottle. B-O-T-T-L-E. So all these words are food containers. Right, now we're moving to B, exercise B. Complete the sentence with a container from A. All right, so from A, she was thirsty, so she bought a can of fizzy drink. So for the fizzy drink, we use can. Number 2, I gave her chocolate. For chocolate, we use a box. So a box of chocolate. A box of chocolates to say thank you. Number 3, so that's jam. For jam, we use jar. So he took the jar of strawberry jam out of the cupboard. Number 4, I sometimes have a crisps. So crisps, a packet of crisps. A packet of crisps, guys. A packet of crisps when I'm hungry. Number 5, we always take a water. So for water, we use bottle. So a bottle of water. A bottle of water when we go for a walk. Number 6, they made some sandwiches with a of tuna. So for tuna, we use tin as a food container. A tin of tuna. Right. Number 7, the last one. Do you need the scissors to open that of juice? So juice usually comes in carton. So to open that carton of juice. Okay, guys. So now we're moving to exercise C. Exercise C is asking us to look at the pictures. So we got here pictures here showing different types of food containers and the products, right? So look at the pictures and complete the sentences with the items in the pictures. Right, we'll do that. So the first one, as you can see, is a jar. It's a jar of herbs. There's a jar of herbs on the shelf, but we never use them. So the first one is gone. Number 2, as you can see, that is a packet of peanuts, roasted salted peanuts. So that would be nuts. I was hungry, so I ate a packet of nuts before dinner. Number 3, can you buy off for breakfast on your way home? That is milk, and the container that it is in is carton. So can you buy a carton, C-A-R-T-O-N, carton of milk for breakfast on your way home? Right, so number 4, I often drink when I'm thirsty. So number 4 is, as you can see, that's a can of cola or a can of Coke. So I often drink a can of Coke when I'm thirsty. Number 5, that is cake, a box of cake. So it was Dave's birthday yesterday, so he took a box of cake to work. A box of cake to work. Okay, number 6, Bertolli, that is extra oil. This is the olive oil. So did you buy a bottle of oil? A bottle of oil. I want to make a salad. And then the last one is 7, and that is a tin of sweet peas. So we don't have any fresh vegetables, but there is a tin. There is a tin of peas in the cupboard. A tin of peas in the cupboard, and that's it. Right, now we can move to the next exercise, pronunciation. Pronunciation is about 2 sounds here, sh and s sounds. The first one is sh, second one is s sound. Listen and repeat the phrases. Okay, let's do that. 9.2, I'm going to play now.
9.2. 1.
A box of chocolates.
A box of chocolates.
2. A carton of juice.
A carton of juice.
3.
A packet of biscuits.
A packet of biscuits.
4. A bottle of water.
A bottle of water.
5.
A can of drink.
A can of drink.
6. A jar of jam.
A jar of jam.
7.
A tin of tomatoes.
A tin of tomatoes. Okay, guys, so you can just play it again and then practice yourself. You can, repeat and practice because practice makes perfect. So, number 1, a box of chocolates, a carton of juice, a packet of biscuits, a packet of biscuits, a bottle of water, a can of drink, a jar of jam, a tin of tomatoes. This word tomatoes, you can also say tomatoes. That's also fine, guys. Right, so exercise B now. Circle the word with a different sound. So the first sound should be S sound, like a snake. S, snake. The first one is here, sugar is circled because sugar is different sound, obviously, because it's a sh sound. Because it's a sh sound, salad and cereal, they sound like snake, right? S, salad and cereal, S. Okay, so that's why sugar is circled down here. Second sound, that is sh sound, like shower, shower. So we got here sure, fresh, salt. Salt is different, so we're going to circle it. Sure, fresh, salt. See, s, different sound. Number 3, snake, again, s sound. So rice, okay, that's fine. Sounds like s, rice. Shopping, okay, that's a different. Shopping because that's a sh sound. And science, this is s sound. The shopping is different, so that's why we're going to circle it down. Now we got here shower, the second, the fourth one is also, the fourth, number 4, that is sh sound, shower. So short information center. So center is different. We're going to circle it. Short information center. 9.3, I'm going to play it for, just to double check, yeah? 9.3, let's do that.
9.3. 1.
Snake. S. Sugar. Salad. Cereal.
2. Shower. Sh. Sure. Fresh. Salt. 3.
Snake. S. Rice. Shopping. Science.
4. Shower. Sh. Short. Information. Center.
That's it. Now we're moving to exercise D. Exercise D is also a pronunciation related exercise activity. So it's asking us to listen and repeat the sentences. So I'm going to play 9.4 and we listen and we repeat that. Okay. It's a really good one to improve your speaking fluency and pronunciation clarity, guys. So let's do that. I'm going to play 9.4 now.
9.4. 1. She saw Susan standing outside the cinema.
She saw Susan standing outside the cinema.
2.
Sharon said sorry for singing in the shower.
Sharon said sorry for singing in the shower.
3. Steve put 6 spoons of sugar on his cereal.
Steve put 6 spoons of sugar on his cereal.
4.
Sylvia spends Saturdays in the shopping centre.
Sylvia spends Saturdays in the shopping center. All right, so we're good. Again, I'm going to repeat one more time. Number 1, she saw Susan standing outside the cinema. Number 2, Sharon said sorry for singing in the shower. Number 3, Steve put 6 spoons of sugar on his cereal. And number 4, Sylvia spends Saturdays in the shopping center. Okay, so one more thing before we go. So here's sugar, and the next word starting with vowel sound. So here we need to link it. Sugar on his cereal. But when you say the sugar itself, we don't say the r in British accent. So sugar, but sugar on his cereal. All right, so we're gonna continue from page 63 and exercise 3. That's grammar about quantifiers. Okay, so exercise A is asking us to see if the given statements are wrong or right. If they are right, we're going to tick it. And if they are wrong, we're going to cross it. And we should explain why they are wrong as well. All right, so the first one here, we eat a lot of vegetables. That is correct because there's no problem with it. Vegetables is plural. And a lot of we can use with both plural and uncountable nouns. So there's no problem with it. We're going to tick it. Number 2, how much fruit did you buy? B saying quite a lot of. That's a problem here. Obviously, that's why we're putting here cross. Why problem? Because when we say of, quite a lot of, we must continue it with noun. A lot of something. A lot of sugar, a lot of apples, a lot of whatever. So in this case, we're just going to stop with a lot, quite a lot. So we don't need of here. Okay, that's why it's wrong. And then here's the correct version of it. All right, so we're going to work on 3 now. Okay, 3, I don't use much salt when I'm cooking. So I don't use much. So much and many we use for negatives, which is negative here. That's correct. We use much with uncountable nouns, and salt is uncountable. So that looks very okay. So that's correct. We're going to tick it. That's it. Now we're moving to 4. I only have a few milk on my cereal. So milk, that is uncountable noun, guys. Uncountable. So a few we use with countable noun. So there is a problem here because we can't use a few with milk. So we're going to cross it. How to fix it? The right way is I only have a little milk. A little milk. So we're going to write down here. That's it. A little milk. And number 5, how much coffee do you drink? Any, I don't like it. So there's also a problem here, guys, because we can't use any alone. So we're going to cross it. And how to fix it? Well, in place of any, we use none. So we're going to write it down now here. That's it. So none, I don't like it, because none we can use alone, guys. Number 6, I always have a little biscuits with my tea. So biscuits, they are countable nouns, countable noun. So a little we should use with uncountable nouns. So there is a problem here. There's a mismatch. So we're going to make here cross. And how to fix it? The right way is a few biscuits. Okay, so instead of a little, we use a few. A few biscuits, and that's it. Number 7, we don't eat much snacks between meals. Okay, that is also problematic, guys. Why? Because snacks here, countable noun, and much we can't use with countable nouns. It has to be, much has to be used with uncountable nouns, right? So snacks, we're going to use it with many snacks. So don't eat is negative, obviously. That's fine. We use much and many with negative, but the only issue is we need to replace much with many snacks, guys. Many snacks, and that fixes everything, guys. Number 8, they don't have any butter on their toast. So here, butter is uncountable noun. Don't have is negative. Any, yeah, we use with negative sentences, so that's fine. So we're going to tick it, guys, here. So number 8 is correct. Okay, so that makes us move to exercise B. Exercise B is asking us to complete the questions, then complete the sentences. All right, let's do that. So the first one is done, as you can see here. How much salt do you have with your meals? How much salt is uncountable. So much we use with uncountable, so that's fine. How much salt do you have with your meals? And then the answer is not much. The guy is saying not much. Now after that, we have to complete the sentence. Yeah, he doesn't have. So the man, he doesn't have, right? He doesn't have. Okay, he doesn't have much salt. So much salt we're taking from the answer. He doesn't have much salt with his meals, and then meals we're taking from here. So your, we're changing to his because we're talking about this guy, right? Okay, that's it. Now let's do number two. Number two, so the girl is asking questions. So sugar is uncountable. Now we're going to use here, how much sugar do you put in your tea? How much sugar do you put in your tea? Because it's about quantifiers. And then the girl is saying a lot, a lot. So she puts a lot of sugar in her tea. Okay, let's write it down now. So the first one is how much sugar? Question. Okay, how much sugar do you put in your tea? And then the girl said a lot. So she puts a lot. And we need to continue. So if you want to continue, we need to use of, a lot of sugar. She puts a lot of sugar in her tea. In her tea. She puts a lot of sugar in her tea. All right, guys, so that's done. Now we're going to move to next one. 3. Biscuits, not many. As you can see here, many. So the guy is using many, right? The answer. So that indicates that biscuits is countable noun, right? So because it's countable, it's coming in plural form. And for countable nouns, we use how many. Okay, so let's write it down. How many biscuits? How many biscuits do you eat? How many biscuits do you eat? And then the guy saying not many. So now, according to the answer, we say he doesn't eat many biscuits. That's it. He doesn't eat many biscuits. So he doesn't eat many biscuits. He doesn't eat many biscuits. Okay, so that's done. Now we're moving to 4. Question 4. Question 4, the girl is asking sweets. Sweets is countable. So we're going to use how many sweets did you buy? How many sweets did you buy? And then the boy is saying quite a lot. Quite a lot. So he bought quite a lot of sweets, right? He bought quite a lot of sweets. That's it. Now we're moving to the question 5. Question 5, as you can see, the answer is much. The answer is much. So exercise, and exercise is uncountable. So we're going to use how much exercise do you do? How much exercise do you do? Not much. So he doesn't do much. He doesn't do much exercise. He doesn't do much exercise. That's correct. And number 6. Right, number 6. Cups of coffee. So cups is countable. So we use how many? How many cups of coffee do you drink? And then the girl saying none. None. So she doesn't drink. So we can't say in the answer, she doesn't drink none. When it's negative, because none, we can use it only in when it's alone. Okay, we can't use it inside a sentence. So she doesn't drink, we say any. She doesn't drink any coffee. We can say that. Or we can also say she doesn't drink any cups of coffee. So we can say she doesn't drink any coffee. Or we can also say she doesn't drink any cups of coffee. And that's it. So now let's move to the next exercise. And that is exercise C. Read the information and write questions. Okay. So we're going to read first. It's about food. Yeah, food facts. Facts about food. So there are 23 grams of sugar in an orange. Okay. There are about 125 calories in a banana. There are about 18 oranges in a carton of orange juice. Wow, okay. There are 1.2 grams of salt in a bowl of cereal. A lot. There are 6 eggs in a box. Okay. There are 454 grams of jam in a jar. There are about 5 tomatoes in a bottle of ketchup. There are at least 4 spices in a curry. There are about 12 grams of butter in a croissant. And there is usually 1 potato in a small packet of crisps. Okay, so we got the information. Now we should make the question according to the answers, right? So we got here answer 23 grams. So how much sugar is there in an orange? So sugar is uncountable, so that's why we're using how much. Now, about 125 gram. So 125 gram is about calories. Calories in about banana. So we say like how many calories are there in a banana, right? Let's write it down. Okay, so how many calories are there in a banana? That's done. And answer is about 125. Number 3 answer about 18. Okay, so let's go and check. 18. Okay, there are about 18 oranges in a carton of orange juice. So the question will be, how many oranges are there in a carton of orange juice? Okay, orange is countable, so we're going to use how many. How many, okay. How many oranges are there in a carton? In a carton of orange juice. How many oranges are there in a carton of orange juice? Okay, that's it. So number 4, the answer is 1.2 grams. 1.2 grams, that's about salt. So salt is uncountable, so we're going to use how much. So how much salt is there in a bowl of cereal? Okay. How much salt is there in a bowl of cereal? How much salt is there in a bowl of cereal? Or we can also say how many grams of salt. Okay, let's do that as well, no problem. I'm going to start from here. How many grams salt are there in a bowl of cereal? So as you can see here now, we've got how much salt. When I say how much salt, I'm using is there. But when I say how many grams of salt, I'm using are there. Because here grams, the question is about grams, is countable. So how many grams of salt are there in a bowl of cereal? How much salt is there in a bowl of cereal? So the first one is better actually. So we're going to move to question 5. 6, the answer is 6. Okay, so 6, it will be eggs. So how many eggs are there in a box? Yeah? There are 6 eggs in a box. So how many eggs are there in a box? All right, let's write it down. Okay, how many eggs are there in a box? You see, guys, there are becoming are there. There is becoming is there. When we make the question, we need to put is and are before there to make it question. So how many eggs are there in a box? 6. Question number 6, 454 grams is about jam. So how much jam is there in a jar? How much jam is there in a jar? That's it. How much jam is there in a jar? And 7 is about 5. So that question is about tomatoes or tomatoes. So here, how many tomatoes are there in a bottle of ketchup? All right, let's write it down. Number 7. How many tomatoes are there in a bottle of ketchup? About 5. Number 8. There are at least 4 spices in a curry. So number 8, at least 4. So spices here, 4 spices, that's a countable noun. So how many spices are there in a curry? Let's write it down. Okay, how many spices are there in a curry? And the answer is at least 4. So we're moving to number 9, about 12 grams. About 12 grams, that's about butter. So how much butter? So butter is uncountable. So how much butter is there in a croissant? Okay, so how much butter? Let's write it down. That's it. How much butter is there in a croissant? Croissant. It's a French word originally. So we don't say croissant, we say croissant. Okay, guys, so that's done. Then the last question is 1. Number 10, the answer is 1. So like 1 potato. So how many potatoes? How many potatoes are there in a small packet of crisps? In a small packet of crisps. Okay, so how many potatoes? Let's write it down. How many potatoes are there in a packet of crisps? And that's it. Right, 9C, guys. And that's on page 64. Facts and figures. And we're going to start with exercise 1. And that's about vocabulary and high numbers. High numbers. Right. So A is asking us to write the numbers. Okay, we'll do that. So 150 is done. 150. 520. So it's going to be 5, 2, 0. 520. And number 3, 1,830. So 1,830. That's it. Number 4, 2,800. Okay, so 2,800. That's it. Number 5, 30,000. 30,640. Okay, so 30,640. That's it. Right, number 6, 475,000. 475,000. Okay, so 475,000. That's it, guys. Number 7, 1,700,000. So 1,700,000. Okay, and number 8, 8,250,000. So 8,250,000. That's it, guys. So we're moving to exercise B now. Right, exercise B is asking us to complete the numbers in the chart. Right, we're going to do that. So we're going to write in words, obviously, letters, yeah? So, city, Tokyo, Japan, population is 37,833,000. Okay, Shanghai, China, that has 22,991,000. Okay, so we're going to write here 20 hyphen and 2. So 22,990. We got 91 here, so 991. So we're gonna write here and that would be it. So 22,991,000. That's good. Mexico City, 20,843,000. So 20,843,000. We should write here and 43. I'm going to write here 40 hyphen 3. 43. And then we're going to write here 1,000. That's it. 43,000. 20,843,000. We're good. So now Sao Paulo, Brazil, 20,831,000. 20 million. So we got 31,000. So 800 and so 800 we should write here. 800. Okay, so 800. That's it. 831,000. Perfect. New York, and that's in USA, 18,591,000. So we got 500 and okay, so we got 18 million. Let me write 18 million first. So 18 million. All right, so 18 million is done. 18 million. Now 591,000. So we've got 91 is missing here. So 91. So we need hyphen 91. 591,000. That's it. Cairo, Egypt, 18,419,000. So 18 million. The rest is missing. So 18,419,000. Right. 400. Okay, so 400 and 419,000. Okay, so we're good now. 18,419,000. Yes, all good now. So Buenos Aires, Argentina, that's 15,024,000. So we're gonna write 15,024,20 hyphen 24,000, and that's it. Now we're gonna go to Istanbul, Turkey. That's 13,954,000. So 13 million. Let's write it down. That is 13,900,000. So let's write out 900 here. Let's write it down 900. So 954. 54,000. So 13,954,000. That's it. Okay, guys. So now exercise C, write the numbers in words. Okay, we'll do that. So the first one is 125 is done. Number 2, 895. Okay, so 895. 895. Number 3, 4,500. Okay, 4,500. 4,500. Number 4, 12,470. 12,470. Number 5, 33,930. 33,000. So right, let's write it down. Okay, so 33,930. We're good. Now number 6, 575,600. Okay, so 575,600. So 575,600. Okay, number 7, 6,250,000. 6,250,000. All right, let's do that. 6,250,000. Okay, 6,250,000. Number 8, 34,860,000. All right, so 34 million, 34,860,000. You see, between hundreds and tens, we should use n, guys. That's important. Okay, so 34,860,000. That's it. So now we can move to the next exercise. Exercise 2, and that's about grammar, comparative adjectives. Great. So A is asking us to write the comparative forms of these adjectives in the correct circle. Okay, so we've got here a bunch of adjectives here. For example, cheap. So we got one syllable plus er. We got 3 adjectives. Cheaper, the first one. Second one is colder. We can write colder, colder. And then we got here one syllable. It has to be one syllable. High, higher. That's good. We can go for higher. All right. So colder, higher is gone. So let's cross them out. So cold is gone, and higher is gone. Now we've got one vowel plus one consonant and double consonant. So we need to double the consonant here. So we got here, let's double check. That would be thin, wet, and sad. Okay, so sad becomes sadder. So I'll write sadder. Thin becomes thinner. So we're going to write thin and double N, right? Double N and ER, thinner. And we got here wet becomes wetter. So W-E-T. We're going to add another T. So double and then ER. Okay, so sadder is gone. Thin is gone. Wet is gone. Now we got here 1 or 2 syllables ending in Y, and then the Y changes to IER. So that will be dirty, and then hungry, and then we got dry. Okay, so we're gonna write them down. So let's write them down. So dry becomes drier. So I'll write for you now, guys. Yeah. So dry. So D R, and then I change Y to I, and then ER. Drier. Okay, dirty. Was it dirty? Let's double check. So dry is gone. We got dirty and hungry left. So I'm going to write a hungry, yeah? So hung, and then now Y, I change to I, and then ER. Dirty, also same. So D, I, R, T, and then I, E, R. Dirtier. Dirtier. So that's done. So we're going to write remove dirty. We're going to remove hungry. Okay, so we got here 2 or more syllables, which we use more to make adjective. So we got here beautiful, will be more beautiful, difficult, more difficult, comfortable, more comfortable. Okay, let's write them down, their comparatives here. Okay, right, more beautiful, more difficult, more comfortable. And we've got 3 more left, and that's for irregular adjectives. That means they have got their own comparative. They don't follow ER rules. They don't follow more rules, which is bad becomes worse, and far becomes farther or further. Good becomes better. So bad, I'm going to write here, bad, I'm going to write worse. So worse, this is for bad, yes. And good is better. Better. And then here far has got 2 comparatives. So we can write it either farther or further, guys. Okay, both are right. All right, so we're going to continue from page 65. Right, so exercise B. Exercise B is asking us to rewrite the sentences using the opposite adjective. And this exercise is about comparatives, guys. As you can see here, more dangerous, wetter, faster, etc. So that's about comparatives. We're going to use the opposite adjective in comparative form. So let's do that. The first one has been done for us. A lion is slower than a cheetah. So a lion is slower than a cheetah. A cheetah is, the opposite of slower is faster. So it's faster than a lion. That's good. So number 2, China is smaller than Russia. So Russia is bigger than China. Okay, so Russia is bigger than China. Let's write it down. That's it. Russia is bigger than China. Number 3, Manchester is wetter than London. So London is, the opposite of wetter is drier. So London is drier than Manchester. Okay, London is drier than Manchester. Number 4, January is longer than February. January is longer than February. That means February is shorter than January. Okay. February is shorter than January. That's it. Number 5, skiing is more dangerous than swimming. The opposite of more dangerous is safer. So swimming is safer than skiing, right? Swimming is safer than skiing. That's it. Swimming is safer than skiing. Number 6, Fridays are better than Mondays. So Mondays are worse than Fridays because the opposite of better is worse. So Mondays are worse than Fridays. Okay, so Mondays are worse than Fridays. Number 7, Spain is hotter than UK. Hotter than the UK. So the UK is colder than Spain. That's it. Number 8, Spanish is easier to learn than Japanese. So the opposite of easier is more difficult. So Japanese is more difficult to learn than Spanish. More difficult. Japanese is more difficult to learn than Spanish. All right, so we've done that. Now we're moving to exercise C. Look at the pictures. Use the adjective to compare the 2 items. Fine. So the first one has been done for us, right? So number 1 is short. We should use short. So the first picture, flight London to Venice, and then train journey, 2 days, 3 hours. So the flight from London to Venice is shorter than the train journey. That's fine. Number 2, Istanbul 805 millimeter rain, Barcelona 640 millimeter rain. We need to use drier. So Drier is the city which has got less rain, obviously. So Barcelona is drier than Istanbul. So Barcelona is drier than Istanbul. Barcelona is drier than Istanbul. So dry, as you can see there, comparative of dry. When you make the comparative for dry, Y is changing to I and then EI, yes? Number 3, expensive. We should use expensive. So we've got here men's watch, £35,750, and women's watch is £28,700. Obviously, the men's watch is more expensive, right? The comparative of expensive is more expensive because expensive, 3 syllables. For 2 or 3 syllable adjectives, we should use more to make the comparative. So the men's watch is more expensive than women's watch, right? So the men's watch is more expensive than the women's watch. Okay, so the men's watch is more expensive than the women's watch, and that's it. We're going to move to the next question, exercise 4. As you can see, we've got 2 houses here. Country house, 10 bedrooms. Townhouse, 7 bedrooms. Okay, so we should use the adjective of big. So the country house obviously is bigger than townhouse, right? So the country house is bigger than the townhouse. The country house is bigger than the townhouse. That's it. Number 5, Lamborghini Aventador. Lamborghini Aventador, and that is a 350 kilometers an hour. And Mercedes AMG S, that is 300 kilometers an hour. So obviously Lamborghini is faster. So the Lamborghini is faster than the Mercedes. The Lamborghini is faster than the Mercedes. Okay, that's it. Now exercise D is asking us to compare your country with Britain. Write 3 sentences about the food, the weather, and the people. Okay, so Turkey. I live in Turkey. So the food in Spain is better than the food in Britain. Okay, so let's say like the food in Turkey is more delicious than the food in the UK. The food in Turkey is more delicious than the food in the UK. All right, now let's talk about the weather. So the weather in Turkey is drier. It's much drier, right? It's much drier than the weather in the UK. The weather in Turkey is much drier than the weather in UK. And the people in Turkey, I think they're more friendly. Let's do that. So the people in Turkey, we can also say my country. The people in my country are friendlier. People in my country are friendlier than the people in the UK. Okay, the people in my country are friendlier than the people in the UK, and that's it. Now we can move to the exercise 3. That is pronunciation. This is a sound, a sentence stress. Right, A is asking us listen and complete the sentences. Okay, so I'm going to play 9.5, and whatever we listen, we're just going to fill in the gap. Right, so let's do that.
9.5. 1. A pencil is cheaper than a pen.
Okay, the first one is done. A pencil is cheaper than a pen. Number 2.
2.
June is shorter than July.
Okay, so June is shorter than July, right? Is shorter than. Okay, June is shorter than July. Number 3.
3. The kitchen is dirtier than the living room.
The kitchen is dirtier than the living room. Right, so is dirtier than. The kitchen is dirtier than the living room. Okay. Number 4.
4.
Apples are healthier than biscuits.
Apples are healthier than biscuits, right? So apples are healthier than. Apples are healthier than biscuits. Okay, number 5.
5. Switzerland is colder than France.
So Switzerland is colder than France. So is colder than. Switzerland is colder than France. Number 6.
6.
Everest is higher than Kilimanjaro.
Everest is higher than Kilimanjaro. So is higher than Kilimanjaro. Everest is higher than Kilimanjaro. Exercise B is asking us to listen again and repeat the sentences. Copy the rhythm. Okay, so we'll try to copy as we hear. Let's do it one more time.
9.5. 1. A pencil is cheaper than a pen.
A pencil is cheaper than a pen.
2.
June is shorter than July.
June is shorter than July.
3. The kitchen is dirtier than the living room.
The kitchen is dirtier than the living room.
4.
Apples are healthier than biscuits.
Apples are healthier than biscuits.
5. Switzerland is colder than France.
Switzerland is colder than France.
6.
Everest is higher than Kilimanjaro.
Everest is higher than Kilimanjaro. And that's it. So we've finished page 65. The next one is totally different topic, practical English. That means we're going to continue with it in the next video, guys. Yeah, so we're going to stop here. Thanks for your time. Have a nice one and see you in the next videos, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.